Welcome to the fifth and final video in a series for district and school leaders who create, review, and approve school improvement plans in the Future Ready Comprehensive Planning Portal. This video focuses on approving school improvement plans in the portal. This instructional video was produced by the statewide team for school improvement at Lancaster, Lebanon, IU13, a leading education service agency which works in concert with the Pennsylvania Department of Education. Reproduction of this video is not permitted without written consent by IU13. The information shared in this video will highlight and provide information about three key points. First, it's a reminder that before approving school improvement plans, they should be reviewed for quality. Next, before submitting school improvement plans, they must be reviewed for compliance. And last, there is a process for signing and submitting school plans, and there are permissions that must be set accordingly. I'll share details for each one of these. First, we'll talk about the quality review. Prior to the school plan being approved and submitted in the FRCPP, the school committee will have completed the first three phases of the cycle of continuous improvement. They have set the direction and clarified their vision for learning and their vision for planning. They've assessed needs by analyzing a wide range of sources of evidence and conducted a root cause analysis, which helped them determine priorities and select evidence-based strategies. The team then deepened their understanding of those evidence-based strategies and wrote action steps to guide their implementation of those strategies. The team also developed goals for the year and quarterly targets to measure their progress across the year. Several resources are available on the school improvement website to support school and LEA or district leaders in reviewing school improvement plans for quality. One such document for LEA and district leaders is a toolkit for reviewing school improvement plans. You'll find it in the LEA/district leaders section of our website under the Tools for Ensuring Quality Improvement Plans drawer. Today's video is not going to detail that process. These two drawers in the LEA district section of our website also have resources that will guide your work. In addition to those resources for district leaders to review plans for quality, there are quality review rubrics available in each of these sections on our school improvement website. Here's an example of a portion of the school improvement quality review rubric. The rubric states the section of the portal to be reviewed, the criteria to meet, and a notes section to provide feedback for what may need to be revised in order to meet the criteria for a high-quality school improvement plan. Let's move on now to steps for approving school improvement plans. This will include access to plans, a compliance review, and a process for gaining signatures and submitting. If you've watched previous videos, you know that you need to log into My PDE Suite to access the Future Ready Comprehensive Planning Portal. If you don't have access to My PDE Suite, please contact a resource listed under Help and Support on this page, or return to our first video on gaining access to the system before moving ahead. Once you've logged in, check that you have only one role for the FRCPP application. This role should be at the LEA level, branch 0. The security administrator assigns the roles to each user. If you are the individual submitting the plan, you must have viewer, writer, submitter, and sign-off access. Once you've logged in, launch the FRCPP application. By clicking the School Plans button, you'll see a tile for each of the school plans to which you have access to. Select the school plan you're going to review, and then click the Ready, Set, Go button. Now that you have access to the school improvement plan, I'll give you tips for reviewing the plan for compliance components. Remember, this will be a brief review as a deeper review was provided in previous videos and in other resources. You'll need to review each section of the school improvement plan. That includes the Ready, Set, and Go sections. Click on the blue arrow to open each section. Within each section, you'll look for the green circle with a check mark to know that the section has been completed. If you see a blank circle, that indicates the section of the plan has not yet been completed and is not ready to be reviewed. The example that we see here shows that the Ready section is ready to be reviewed. When reviewing the Ready section, focus in on the steering committee. When the steering committee is reviewed, all required members must be listed. Keep in mind that students must be included as part of the steering committee at the high school level only. The SET section of the plan is where the data analysis and the needs assessment is documented. First, review the Future Ready PA Index section. This section must include data from the Future Ready PA Index, and the school must have entered data for their all student group as well as for each student group that has reportable data. Next, focus on the student performance data. This section can only include local assessments. It should not include any data that is also included on the Future Ready PA Index. Just like the previous section, teams must analyze data from their all student group as well as from each of the student groups that have reportable data. Moving on to the Go section, first review the strengths and challenges. Ensure that the strengths and challenges are pulled from and aligned to information in the SET section. When reviewing the priority statements, confirm that they address the challenges that were selected. Shift next to the action plan. Across action plans, all goal areas must be included. When you're reviewing action steps, ensure that they are specific and detailed. Also, review the monitoring and evaluation plans, as they must identify the people involved, the frequency, and the methods for monitoring and evaluating the implementation and the impact of the plans. Expenditure tables are a part of the Go section of the School Improvement Plan. First, ensure each expenditure is included in the action plan. Next, check that each has a detailed description and is allowable, and that the amounts are written in whole dollars. Most importantly, ensure that expenditures and totals match what is in the eGrants consolidated application. If the expenditure tables in the Future Ready Comprehensive Planning Portal and the expenditure tables in the eGrants consolidated application do not match, plans will be returned. In addition to the resources that were shared for reviewing plans for high quality, these short videos highlight what is needed in the FRCPP for each section of the School Improvement Plan. It's time to move on now to signatures and submission of the plan. You'll find the area for approvals and signatures just below the Go section of the plan. Throughout the planning process, school teams are encouraged to gather feedback on the plan draft from stakeholders across their school community and incorporate that feedback into the final draft of the plan. This also includes presenting the plans to the school board. Include additional avenues of communication in the communications section. After obtaining governing board approval, complete and upload an affirmation statement. Links to the affirmation statement templates are available in this section. The person uploading the affirmation statement must have submitter permissions in FRCPP. Once the board affirmation statement is uploaded, secure the signatures of the school leader. The building principal must match the name and email that is in Edna and be the person listed on the Profile and Plan Essentials page in the Ready section of this plan. Schools designated as CSI and ATSI must have the signature of their school improvement facilitator. The school improvement facilitator must be a local user with viewer, writer, and sign-off permissions. As with the school leader, verify that the chief school administrator matches what is in Edna, and then they will enter their name and the date of the plan approval. Before submitting the plan, ensure that each section is complete and review the summary checklist. Once all sections are complete, the Submit button will be available for you to click. Only users who appear on the profile page of the plan can submit a plan. All CSI, ATSI, and TSI plans must be submitted by the Chief School Administrator. If you're having trouble submitting, there's a sign-off and submission help guide at the bottom of this page. You've done it! By reviewing the school improvement plan using this process, you are submitting plans that are both high quality and that meet compliance criteria. And now you can prepare to support your schools with implementing their school improvement plans. If you need additional support, please select the appropriate resource to contact. Thank you for the work that you do for your schools and for your communities. For additional support, you may contact the statewide team for school improvement at pdecsi@iu13.org.